Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today, I want to talk about a game that has been creating quite a buzz among Pokémon fans over the past few weeks, Pokémon Sprite Story. Just hearing the name already brings back a wave of nostalgia, doesn't it? But does this game really capture the magic of our childhood, or is it simply another marketing gimmick? Let's dive in and find out. Before we get into the details, I want to make one thing clear from the start. This is not an official game from Nintendo or the Pokémon Company. Instead, it's a game published through X7 Game, and I've been playing it via the X7 Game platform, which is well known for offering huge discounts on in-game purchases, sometimes up to 99% off top-ups. Another feature I really like is that the app regularly updates its gift codes. I recommend checking the app every day because if you don't see a code on a particular day, it usually means the previous batch has expired and a new one will be available soon. Now, let's get back to Pokémon Sprite Story. The very first thing that caught my attention when I launched the game was its visual presentation. The developers advertise it as featuring HD graphics, and after spending some time with it, I can honestly say there's an interesting blend of old and new. On one hand, the game faithfully preserves the classic 2D sprite-based style that longtime Pokémon fans instantly recognize, bringing back memories of the classic Pokémon games from the SNES and Game Boy Advance era. On the other hand, the resolution and animation quality have been significantly improved. Colors are much more vibrant, character sprites look sharper, and the pixelated edges commonly seen in older emulated games are largely gone. In many ways, it feels like the developers took the soul of classic Pokémon sprite art and wrapped it in a modern visual presentation. If you grew up playing Pokémon Red, Blue, Gold, or Silver, this combination of familiarity and freshness is likely to be one of the game's biggest strengths. Now let's talk about the gameplay, which I personally found to be the most interesting aspect. Pokémon Sprite Story combines a traditional turn-based Pokémon RPG with elements of an SRPG, or strategy role-playing game. If you're already familiar with classic Pokémon games, the core gameplay will feel immediately recognizable. You play as a Pokémon trainer, travel across the world, capture and train Pokémon, challenge gym leaders, and eventually work your way toward the Elite Four. Battles remain turn-based, allowing each side to choose moves, use items, or switch Pokémon just like the traditional formula fans have come to expect. What really caught my attention, however, is the addition of SRPG mechanics. Strategy RPGs often introduce features such as positioning your team on tactical battlefields, taking advantage of terrain, or building specialized team compositions where every character has a unique role. If Pokémon Sprite Story successfully develops these strategic mechanics, it could offer a much deeper combat experience than most mobile Pokémon games. It feels like an attempt to combine classic Pokémon battles with the strategic depth found in turn-based tactical RPGs. That's quite an ambitious direction because instead of simply copying the traditional formula, the developers are trying to add something fresh. Now, let's move on to the part that I found a little disappointing: the story. To be completely honest, during my playthrough, the narrative didn't seem particularly deep or well-developed. This may have been a deliberate decision by the developers to focus their resources on gameplay and graphics instead of storytelling, or perhaps the story simply serves as a basic framework that supports the Pokémon catching and training experience. If you're someone who enjoys the rich narratives found in the official Pokémon titles, you may find this aspect somewhat lacking. On the other hand, if you're mainly interested in collecting Pokémon, building your team, and enjoying the battles, then the lighter story probably won't bother you. In fact, it allows you to jump into the gameplay much faster without spending too much time reading lengthy dialogue. One more thing worth mentioning is that because this game isn't available on official stores like Google Play or the App Store, the installation process is a little different from what most players are used to. Instead of downloading it directly from an official app store, you'll need to use the download links provided through the X7 Game platform. This is also why I wanted to mention X7 Game again, because it makes the game much more affordable to play. Discounts of up to 99% on top-ups can be a huge advantage if you plan to invest in building a stronger team or summoning rare Pokémon. For games that feature gacha mechanics or require significant resources for progression, discounts like these can make the overall experience much more budget-friendly compared to paying full price. Overall, if I had to give a balanced evaluation, I'd say Pokémon Sprite Story has several clear strengths. Its HD sprite graphics look fantastic. The combination of classic turn-based Pokémon gameplay with SRPG mechanics adds welcome strategic depth, and the overall cost of playing can be significantly reduced thanks to X7 Games discounts. On the downside, the story isn't particularly memorable, and because this isn't an official Pokémon title, you should also expect that aspects such as optimization, polish, and long-term stability may not reach the same level as officially developed AAA Pokémon games. So, is the game worth trying? In my opinion, if you're a longtime Pokémon fan looking for a nostalgic experience with a few fresh gameplay ideas, and you don't mind a lighter story, then Pokémon Sprite Story is definitely worth considering, especially when the overall cost can be greatly reduced through the promotions available on X7 Game. However, if you're looking for a fully polished experience with premium production quality and a strong narrative, you may be better off waiting for future official Pokémon releases. That wraps up everything I wanted to share about Pokémon Sprite Story. If you'd like to try the game while spending as little as possible, download it through X7 Game, and remember to check the app every day so you don't miss the latest gift codes. New codes are updated regularly, and if you don't see one on a particular day, it simply means the previous batch has expired and a new one will be available later. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and let me know your thoughts about Pokémon Sprite Story in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.